Good evening, everyone. I'm here with my spooky wife, Laura.
I'm here with my fiendish husband, Nathan.
And we're here to play and review Waddington's Game of Dracula. Ooh. Spooktacular.
If you're watching this when you first see the video go up, it's spooky, because Halloween's coming. Ooh.
Boo.
If you're watching it later, this was put up near Halloween.
Yeah, so we're going to do a review and a full playthrough of the Game of Dracula. Let's get to it. It's probably, depending on how it rolls, it could be a really short game or a really long game.
I think this one is much better described as we're sort of setting up and playing too, because there's actually quite a lot of bits and pieces to this one. I was going to show the back of the box, but Nathan has taken the lid. And if I turn it upside down now, who knows what will happen. Alright, so there is the back of the box, and I bet everyone's looking at this and thinking, what on earth?
Well, we'd show you, but we're missing it. It's just the caveats of a second-hand game. It doesn't actually affect the gameplay, it's just more of a fun thing when you're playing.
Yes, it's a green vampire mask. Alright, so we'll explain what the mask was for as we go.
So we've got the manual here, which we'll have a scan up below. A scan of it down below.
Yep. Maybe you found the game and it's missing the instructions. That way you
can have a look. And this is definitely one you want the instructions for.
Yes. If you looked at this board and you saw multiple start spaces and you found like a home space and different coloured spaces, you would just think, what am I doing? Yeah, where to begin, you know?
So, how about we go through the pieces first quickly?
Sure.
We have pieces.
Alright, so these 4 standard playing pieces are the movers that you use. It's obviously up to a 4-player game, and as you can see, their colours correspond with the 4 different colours of start spaces down the bottom here. So we then have 2 little vampires, the blue and the green. These are hollow at the bottom, but they are fairly solid.
There is a reason they're hollow though.
Oh, yes there is.
And then we have Vlad the Dracula.
Vlad the Dracula.
Vlad the Dracula.
So we have the Dracula piece here, and then he is hollow as well, also for a reason. Then
we have, well actually I've just realised we're missing a regular dice, which I'll have to go get.
Yes.
Here is the, I suppose you'd call it the vampire die.
Yes. So it's fairly normal in every way except the letter V.
On 2 sides. So it only goes 1 to 4 and then it goes V.
Right. Now you should also then have a red regular die.
Off I go.
That unfortunately wasn't in it when we picked it up second hand. So Nathan's just gone to grab a regular die. There is the tray. Sorry, it's a bit dirty. But it is nice that they give you a tray just to pop everything in the box. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to play as the blue. So I will be starting down here on the blue space. Normally you would play as yellow, wouldn't you, Nathan? But unfortunately it might be a bit difficult to see.
About green?
Green?
Yep.
Right,
now which dice should I get?
Well, it's meant to be red, so let's grab one of those red looking ones.
Did you know why it's supposed to be red? I'm assuming because it's the colour of blood. Ooh.
It shows in the instructions on the back of the box, it's a darker red. It's more like a wooden red, if that makes sense.
Wait. Blah.
More like that, yeah, rather than the more modern plastic version. Alright, so
the aim of the game
is to go home.
Yeah. Well, escape. You don't just go home from Dracula's castle.
Well, you can. When you escape, you're going to go home, aren't you?
So basically, you've got to go from your start one all the way out to either here or here. There's 2 exits.
Yes.
There is a reason there's 2 exits.
Well, there's 2 ways you can exit, that's why.
Yes.
Anyway, so trying to stop us from leaving these 2 vampires and Dracula himself. So Dracula is going to start over there in his coffin.
Blah.
And then each of these have a specific post that they begin the game on.
So the green vampire starts on number 1, but can move between 1, 2, 3, and 4. Specified spaces around the board.
Yes, and that is controlled by some dice rolls, so you'll see that when we start playing.
And the blue vampire can only go on spaces 5 or 6.
Yes, so it might be a bit hard to see, but they're little like bat spaces over there, and they're colour coded, so blue for blue and green ones for green, of course.
And the reason there's 2 exits is because the blue vampire can switch between that exit or that exit, and obviously you can't go past a vampire.
Well, I mean, you probably wouldn't want to. So
No.
at the moment, he's blocking exit 6, let's call it. So at the moment, the only place we can escape is over this side. Now, we can move on the yellow spaces or into these orange hidey holes.
Which are basically, you need to roll an exact count to move onto them, and if you're in there, nothing can harm you. So the vampires or Dracula, nothing can get you.
Yes. There are also these red spaces, little circles linked by the dots. That is Dracula's blood trail.
Yes, so
that is where Dracula can move.
Yeah, that's how Dracula's movement is controlled. Now, the one thing you don't want to happen is you don't want to be in the same room as Dracula is at the end of either Dracula's turn or your turn.
Yes. In other words, you should never be finished your move in the same room as him.
The rooms are actually color-coded. When you at first glance, it doesn't look like it, but this whole one here, it's got like a white flooring. That counts as one room. This room's got sort of a pink, so that counts as one room.
This is a small room, it's green, etc., etc. So you don't want to be in the white room. Because it's quite big, it's easy to be stuck in there with Dracula.
If you happen to be caught by Dracula in the same room, he whisks you off to his like little coffin and then you get taken over by this little chap.
Yeah, so if that happens, it goes on top of your playing piece. That's why it's hollow. Also, Dracula's hollow so that you can show that you're swept up in his cape and then taken away.
And the other thing this controls is whether or not you wear the green mask. If you're captured or controlled by the green vampire, you would then put on the green mask, you know.
To help, I guess, players see that you're the green
It's also
one.
just a bit of fun too, but...
So after the green vampire takes you over, you actually play as the green vampire and start chasing other players. Because you want to basically pass the control of that vampire to them so that you can leave the house.
You can't escape as being controlled by the green vampire.
Yes. I think maybe we should start playing.
Yes.
And then we'll talk about how we move everything as we go. So you roll both die, or both dice, because there's two of them. Alright, so each dice does something a little bit different.
Yes.
So the red dice moves...
Vla!
Dracula.
So each space corresponds to one die move, so he'd go 1, 2... He can also only move A along the blood trail, and he's directed by arrows.
Yes.
So if I was here, I can't move back there because the arrow is telling me to go one way.
He always goes clockwise as well. As for the other dice, it's your move, essentially. Now, you can move any way along the path that you like, as long as it's all in one direction.
You can only move 2 in one direction or 2 in the other. You can't complete the move, and your turn passes to the next player.
Yes. There is one exception to that rule, though, is when if you've been taken over by the green one, when you're trying to get rid of the vampire onto someone else, you run up to them, drop the vampire on them, and then run away in the
Because that's how being controlled by a vampire works.
Pass it on, go, go, go!
Alright, let's get rolling.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Now, these don't move yet, the vampires, the blue or the green, until we roll a V.
A V is how they move, yes. Oh, V!
Oh, no. So when you roll a V on the white one, you don't move Dracula on that turn.
No, the V controls the movement of green and blue vampire.
And what number you get controls where they go. So
which one moves.
Which one moves. So if you get 1, 2, 3 or 4, the green one moves to that particular
To the
post.
corresponding 1, 2, 3 or 4.
If you get a 5 or 6, you move the blue one.
So since you got 5, he goes from 6 to 5, and that blocks that exit off.
So now we have to head for that exit over there.
Alright, let's roll.
And it also means I obviously don't move.
Nothing happens to me because the green vampire is already on number 1.
Alright, so it's my turn.
Good old Drac. Oh.
Alright, now it's also, just pretend that was a number for a moment. It doesn't matter whether you move yourself or Dracula first. That's up to the person whose turn it is.
So obviously
you can do it in either order. You know, if you're trying to like move a certain way or out of the way of Dracula, you know.
You can also move through the same room Dracula is in, as long as you don't stop in the same room he's in.
Yes. Anyway, so I've got 6. So the blue vampire is actually going all the way back over there.
We're not doing a very good job of escaping.
No, we're not.
Okay, so Dracula moves 1 and I move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
We should also mention, if you happen to be the green vampire.
So the blue vampire is already on post number 6, so he stays there.
So you can see little candelabra sort of spaces. The green vampire cannot go through those spaces because they're afraid of the light, of course. So if you're chasing another player and they go through like a blockade of the thing, you can't chase through them.
You then can't follow them through. So it's a way of just protecting yourself if you can stay with a candelabra between you and the green vampire.
Alright, 6 and 4 for me.
Now, I believe there is a couple of blood trail spaces that do have choices. So this one here, you can either go forwards or right as Dracula. So
as long as you follow the directions, you'll be good.
yeah, you just have to pay attention.
All right.
Okay, I'm still in the start space, by the way, in case
there you go. You can move
hadn't
now.
noticed. So this one has to go this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've got 4 as well. Now, I need to get over there. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, this is not going to happen in this game because there's only 2 players. But if I happen to be the green vampire and you're playing with 3 players and another player gets caught by Dracula, Dracula then takes him to his like little coffin, but doesn't get taken over by the green vampire.
No.
The green vampire, once you're the only way to get rid of it is to pass to someone else.
Yes. Also, that could happen because I could get caught by Dracula after you've already been caught.
That is very true.
So.
All right. Ooh, 4.
Okay, so that's a V, so moving him over there.
Ooh.
Okay, and now we're moving him back over here. My goodness.
All right. So 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I better haul it if I want to escape from Dracula.
Yes, so Dracula's landed in the same room as Nathan. However, Nathan can move 3 spaces. I assume you're going to come back this way because otherwise
1,
you're in the
2.
pink room.
Oh, I could have went to one. Yeah, I would have.
Yeah, you would have been stuck. You were too many places away. In the
Boo.
So luckily we can go backwards. We don't have to go clockwise.
But it also
all the
means it
time.
takes longer to get out of Yell Castle.
I'm just moving the green vampire around.
Don't play games with my heart.
Okay.
So let's see, 3 for Dracula. 1.
So Nathan has
2,
a choice here. He could have
3.
taken him up this way or this way. Obviously Nathan's headed for this exit though, so
1, 2, 3, 4.
he's not going to move, Dracula
What are you
towards
saying?
where he's going, is
Blah. Are you gonna actually move this turn?
he? I would like to. Okay, 2. Where am I? So I've got to come
Yeah, it's got to go that way.
1, 2. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm gonna try and take Dracula your way.
Of course you are.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No.
Blah. Blah.
Alright. So I've been caught.
Now that Laura on her next turn, when she rolls both dice, she then uses the total amount of both dice to move instead of just the one.
Yes, so what I was saying before about being caught by Dracula when someone else is already the green vampire still can happen, but it can only happen on Nathan's turn because I will no longer be moving Dracula when I roll. Right. I'm obviously never getting out of here either at the rate I'm going.
3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 for me. 1, 2, 3.
And it's clear for you. There's
yes, it is.
No blue vampire at the exit. There's no green vampire in front of you. All right, so I roll both, and I have 6. So this is where we start playing again. It actually says there, captured players start
1,
here.
2, 3, 4. Oh. 1,
yes,
2,
Nathan's just moving
3,
me so I
4,
can't reach.
5. I'm assuming you're coming out that way.
Are you?
Well, you can go this way, I guess, if you want to take the long loser way around.
No, I'm going to come across here, obviously, because I do need to catch Nathan before he reaches the exit.
Now, I still actually can move you when I roll the V.
Ooh, this is the hard part when you're the green vampire. So, because Nathan did roll it, I have to go to post 4, which is not particularly helpful for me right now.
Thank you, dice roll.
Of course, I also have to move myself because I've rolled the V.
Oh, nope.
Oh, no, it's the other one, isn't it?
It's the other
blue
one.
Yes.
Doesn't move.
He's already on space 6.
You can move to 5.
Now I'm going to 5. Well, no, I'm not. The blue one. Ah,
too many
so
vampires.
Confusing. Yeah.
So little time.
Alright. Come on, let's actually move now.
6.
Alright, so yeah, so again, I don't move Dracula. What's my quickest way out? I can't go over the candelabra.
You can't.
So I have to come out...
You'd have to go like this way.
No, because then I can't get through here to actually get you.
It's a bit tricky, isn't it?
Ooh,
Maybe you have to go like this way.
Here and around. Yeah, alright, I'll do that. 1, 2, oop. I'm going to take that out. It's a little difficult to move it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm actually on post 2.
Alright. So 5 for Dracula. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to take him the long way because I don't want to get eaten.
Well, you don't have a choice. It's actually a one-way there.
Oh, well, there you go.
And 4 for you. Now, Nathan
1,
was
2,
headed
3,
towards
4.
this exit, but...
And you think, oh, you close... Oh, sorry, candelabras.
Yeah, I know, I've got to go around this way.
Ooh, that's
8.
a good roll.
That is a good roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Now, you still act as a blockade, by the way.
Yes, so Nathan still can't go straight through me. And what I need to do is have enough moves to come up to next to Nathan.
Past the vampire over.
Past the vampire and then run away. Because if I don't run away, he can actually give it back to me on the very next turn if he got the right amount of moves.
I'm going to go back this way and have the candelabras protect me.
Oh, okay. Unfortunately, he's already there, so nothing happens.
2, 1, 2, 4.
For you.
Oh boy, this is a tough one.
What do you do?
What do I do?
So Nathan at the moment is headed for this exit right over there because the blue vampire is blocking this one. However, I'm over there as well.
1, 2, 3. I'm going to go up this way and hope that you don't get enough rolls to get me.
Ah, no. Back to post 4.
Beautiful. So Dracula moves 1, I move 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, come on, please.
Back to post 1.
That's not good for me.
Just don't move too fast so I can catch you.
1, 2, 3. And Dracula moves 4. 1, 2, 3.
So this one can go
4.
either up or right. So you've moved him that way to try and get him away.
Yes,
from
please.
You. Yeah.
Oh.
6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I couldn't go through this way because of the candelabra, unfortunately.
Thank you, candelabra. 1 for Dracula. Good old Drax.
So he can go that way or this way.
And I can move 4. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, he's making a break for the exit. Oh no, I'm off to post 3. Where's 3? Oh, over here, no!
Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to land by exact
I was about
count.
to say that, no. So Nathan got enough to get out of... Is it Dracula's mansion, do they call it?
I don't know.
I think it's Dracula's mansion.
Dracula's love
Dracula's
pad.
castle. It's shaped like a castle.
So yeah, I really like this. It's definitely playable with 2 players, but it's a lot more thought involved when you've got more than 2 players.
Yeah, so obviously after I got caught by Dracula and became the green vampire, if there was a couple more people on the board, I would have more options of who to chase. Being moved around when you roll the V and you're the vampire makes it really hard when there's only one person, because if you're nowhere near them from that post, you don't have a lot of hope that you're going to catch
it could have just as easily I've rolled a 6V, blocked that off, and then I'm...
That is true, yes. I mean, Nathan could have been here and then blocked himself in. That could definitely happen as well. And you could go backwards and forwards, but it just depends on what happens. Every game's just a little bit different.
I like this game because, yes, it is a luck of the dice. It's just the nature of it. But there's also quite a lot of paths and decisions and things you can make as well.
I was going to say, it's not just dice, because there's a bit of strategy, especially if you have more players, who you go after, if you're the vampire, which ways you go, are you paying attention to your candelabras for protection if you need them, and even just your choice with Dracula on the ones that have a choice as well. Because
he can move into quite a few rooms depending on the dice rolls very quickly.
He can indeed. If you enjoyed watching this video, give us a thumbs up. Let us know down below what your favourite Halloween or horror themed board game is. There's a lot of really good ones out there. We've reviewed some of them.
Horror House, I think, was a pretty good one.
Horror House is a really good one, yeah. And there's a lot we haven't reviewed as well. Boo.
Haunted House.
Okay. Hit that subscribe button and check back soon. We have videos every Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.